Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. And welcome to the Doctor Who Awards. Yes, the red carpet's outside. All the doctors are in the audience and everyone who's still alive and been involved with Doctor Who is here. Well, not really, but let's just pretend, right? So first, let's deal with the classic era. First of all, let's talk about my least favourite Doctor of the classic era. It's going to be, you see, I haven't written these down, by the way. So I'm going to say Sylvester McCoy was my least favourite Doctor, but Sly is definitely a great guy and a great actor. And if I ever met him at a convention, I would cuddle him and shake him by the hand. So he's my least favourite Doctor. My favourite classic Doctor from the classic era is my first ever Doctor, and that's Peter Davison. He had Genevieve. How do you say it? Genevieve. I'm like Del Boy, aren't I? I say all these kind of words wrong. Peter Davison had everything. He could, if he was kind of young in the New Who era, he probably would have been my favourite New Who era Doctor. So good. Young, dashing, full of exuberance and energy. I really love Peter Davison's Doctor. I love what they had him wearing. He was absolutely fantastic. And he's my favourite classic era Doctor, for sure. My favourite episode from the classic era are the Caves of Androzani. I just think it's a great story. I really do. It has a bit of everything. And I'm not judging it on Whole Who. I'm judging it on the classic era. Now, you've got to remember, the Fifth Doctor was the first series I ever saw, so I'm very, very biased. I've seen them all. And there's some great stories in Hartnell's era, in Pertwee's era, in all their eras. But, yeah, that's my favourite story. I think it was really good. I think it was really clever. And I find it quite emotional. I actually just bought it on Prime Video, and I'm in the middle of watching it. So that's my favourite classic era story. Now, let's get on to the revival. New Who. This is the one I really know well. This is the one I've watched multiple times. Well, apart from season 11, of course. So, who is my least favourite Doctor of the revival? Well, that's obvious. Anyone who's seen my videos about Doctor Who, it's the 13th Doctor. She's my least favourite Doctor. She's not fleshed out. There's no nuance. The only time she ever felt like the Doctor was in The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Actually, that episode has great setups. It felt more like Doctor Who than anything else from season 11 did. But they never capitalised on all the setups they made. When she talked about remembering her family, remembering her people, I really felt like that was the Doctor, but we never got anything like that ever again. So my least favourite season of the revival is definitely season 11. My least favourite Doctor is the 13th Doctor. It's just, for me, it doesn't work. There's the mediocrity. This Doctor isn't fleshed out at all. She's just flawless, and then that's the problem to me. She has no flaws. She's not arrogant. She's not selfish. She's barely a hero. She reads her script off her sonic screwdriver. It just doesn't work for me. The whole thing. So least favourite Doctor, least favourite revival season, season 11, and the 13th Doctor. So let's talk about my favourite Doctor from the revival. Well, this is difficult. It's going to be out of Eccleston and Tennant. For me, they are joint winners because they're both as effective, and that's because of Russell T Davies. They are fleshed out. They do have nuance. They have beautiful arcs. They have great companions, and we'll go on to the companions. I suppose you want me to choose one out of Tennant and Eccleston. I'm going to go for Eccleston. It really did hurt me when he left. Definitely left too soon. So many more Ninth Doctor stories to tell, which unfortunately, unless he does Big Finish, we're never going to see. But yeah, he's my favourite. But Tennant isn't far behind. Matt Smith is brilliant. Capaldi's a great actor, but he never got what he deserved, and that's a shame. So, what about my favourite Master from the revival? Actually, we've got to think about this carefully, right? So we've got Missy, and we've got the Master, John Simm. This is interesting because even though Missy is great, Missy's great, but she's not really the Master. She never feels like the Master. She's a very interesting kind of character, but yeah, she's not the Master to me. John Simm's Master, it has to be John Simm's Master. John Simm's Master is amazing, and who knows what they'll come up with in the future. How about my favourite companion from the revival? Whoops, I didn't do my favourite classic era companion. This is what happens when you don't script. So my favourite classic era companion is out of Sarah Jane or Tegan. I adored Tegan because the classic era really was about sexy companions, wasn't it? Which would be frowned upon these days, of course. But Tegan is a very attractive woman, but she's also a great character. You know, all she wants to do is get home, and the Doctor takes a while to get her there, doesn't he? So Tegan is brilliant. It has to be Sarah Jane, doesn't it? I think she's the one who appeals to us all. She's an every woman. She's an every person, if you like. She's brilliant, and the way she looks to the Doctor, the way she's a woman in her own right as well as a companion, I think she was absolutely fantastic. Liz Sladen, if you're watching from heaven, you meant a lot to us. We love you. We'll never forget you. Thank you for the Sarah Jane Adventures, Russell T Davies. You gave our favourite companion, the greatest companion in Doctor Who history, something really special, something for children to watch and learn from, and something for adults to watch and learn for with their kids, with their nieces and nephews. That's how I watched it. Now, what about the revival era? So we have Rose, we have Martha Jones, we have Donna Noble, we have Amy, we have Clara. Who's Capaldi's companion? Oh my God, I forgot her name. This is ridiculous. Anyway, it's not her. How can I forget her name? That's ridiculous. But anyway, right, so it's going to be either out of Rose, Donna, or Martha. So in third is Martha. I think Martha and Free Marajaman had a hard act to follow in Billie Piper and Rose. A lot of people don't like her because she wasn't Rose, and I think that's unfair and that's harsh and that's a bit brutal. I loved her. I thought she was great. She's not my winner. Donna Noble or Rose. This is difficult because Rose in season 1 was spectacular because she had a mum. She had a dead dad that we met. There was some fantastic elements to that companion. I think I'm going to go with Donna because I think her whole journey was beautiful. And what I love about what RTD did with her, he had a plan for her from the beginning. Her granddad, Wilfred, being such a big kind of effect on the Doctor's ending as well. I just think Donna was brilliant. Donna was me, this loud mouth. Why do you think I called the channel Big Mouth? Donna was this loud mouth, right? She was angry at the whole world, as the Doctor said. But the Doctor helped her. The Doctor fixed her. The Doctor showed her a better way, as the Doctor always does. So she's just brilliant. She's full of personality. And I've always said Catherine Tate would have been a great Doctor. And I don't know why they didn't do it. So what, she's been on the show before. They could have, as I said in another video, there could have been lots of connective tissue, say that again, why she became the Doctor. But anyway, my favourite companion. Now, my favourite composer, not difficult. There's some great music in the classic era, but in the revival, and I think, Murray Gold is just fantastic from start to finish. I know a lot of people lost their patience with him in the end, but for me, he was fantastic. He should not have left. whether that was his decision or the BBC's decision, or they wanted a gentleman of colour to do the composing. I don't know what the truth of it is, but Murray Gold is not just my favourite Doctor Who composer, he's one of my favourite all-round composers of all time. Absolutely fabulous. I miss him from the show. If I took over the show, he will be coming back kicking and screaming, whether he liked it or not, or the BBC liked it or not. You know, Russell T Davies really chose a great talent to do the music. It was very bombastic, John Williams-y type music. The emotional things for the companions and the doctors, again, really brilliant and flawless, absolutely flawless. So we look at favourite revival episodes. Wow, this is a difficult one, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. Favourite revival episodes, of course, you've got Rose, you've got Dalek, you've got so many. You've got Father's Day, you've got the double finale for season 1, Eccleston's finale, freaking amazing. Season 2 is an interesting season for me, actually, because we will talk about seasons in a minute, but it's not one of my favourites. There was something lacking from it. I liked it. I didn't hate it. Certainly not one of my worst ones. I think the Cybermen 2-part was pretty awesome. There were some good episodes there. I think if I had to pick one from season 2, well, actually, we'll talk about favourite episodes from each season, but my favourite episode of the revival, I'm just thinking now, season 3, you had the 2-parter when the Doctor loses his memory and he becomes a teacher in the Great War, is it? That's a beautiful story. It's either out of that one, what's it called? I forgot. You're thinking you're not a great Doctor Who fan, Mick. You don't remember episodes. I don't remember people's names. I don't remember episode names. Dalek is an amazing episode, but I think I'm going to go for the 2-parter when the Doctor falls in love. When he does the thing with the cricket bat, the one I just said. It's a 2-parter. It's a great story, and I think that's my favourite episode. So basically, he uses a device to erase his memories and become human. And Martha, and this is a great episode for Martha as well, by the way. And this really cemented Martha as a great companion. She was a great companion for me. I really liked her. So, yes, that's my favourite Doctor Who revival story for sure. Now, if we look at seasons, season 1, for me, is either out of Dalek or Father's Day. They're really beautiful, emotional episodes. But it's Dalek. Season 1, my favourite season 1 episode has to be Dalek, because you actually give the Daleks an awesome story, and you tell the audience, these may seem silly to you, but there's a reason to them. There's a logic to them. As the Doctor said, the Daleks are honest. That's what he says to Van Stanton. So I love Dalek, and the emotional ending when Rose actually allows the Dalek to die. It's beautiful. Robert Sherman writes a beautiful episode. I'll never understand why he never wrote another revival episode again. So really good. So season 2, The Girl in the Fireplace. Well done, Stephen Moffat. The Girl in the Fireplace. What an episode. What an episode. It's clear that Moffat didn't really want to do a Rose-centric story because he made her and Mickey a side character. They still were there, but I think when he was writing this, he thought, how can I get rid of them from this story? And he certainly did that. It's a weird story because the Doctor and Rose are meant to be in love, but then the Doctor just kind of sidelines her and falls in love with this beautiful, glamorous woman. And she really is. And I forgot the actor's name, actually. She was sensational, so beautiful, so much nuance in the performance. It's a really emotional episode, and one of my favourite moments. Are you all right, Doctor? I'm always all right. But that really hit home to me. That makes me cry. That makes me want to cry now. So that's my favourite season 2 episode. So season 3, I did choose that 2-part when the Doctor becomes human. Should we choose another one? Should we choose another one from season 3? So what we've got the I like the first episode of season 3. That's a really good one. I can't. The second one, is that with Shakespeare? I can't remember now. I think there's some quite really interesting episodes in season 3. But I'm just gonna tell you that basically I'm not gonna go for an episode for season 3. I'm gonna go for the triple R with the return of Captain Jack. The 3-part finale for me is the best Doctor Who story for season 3. It's a great return. John Sim, I just finished watching him at the time as in Life and Mars as Sam Tyler. So I was very biased towards him at the time. Great kind of casting by RTD. Great writing. I know some people don't like John's Master. I think he's fantastic. But I'm not going to compare him with the other Masters from the classic era. Again, I think it's harsh and brutal to kind of compare things from the revival and the classic era, even though they're all the kind of same show. Because of the lack of kind of budget, I think it's difficult to compare the two eras. So definitely that story with the Master returning in season 3. Now season 4 has some really, really, really strong episodes. Now I've got 2 here, and I've got to choose one of them. It's either Turn Left or Midnight. Midnight is the most scariest, fucked up episode of television I've ever seen. You take the confident lead character, the arrogant confident, and you take all his power away from him. This creature has total control of him, and there's nothing he can do. I love the way that everyone on this ship is turning on the Doctor slowly. Get him out, get rid of him, And, it's like what Davros says to him. It's, all these people have sacrificed themselves because of you. So, yes, I think I'm going to go... Do you know what? Even though it's not a Doctor-centric episode, I've got to go Turn Left. This is one of Russell T Davies' greatest pieces of work. And I'm not just talking about Doctor Who. This is an amazing episode. It's the world without the Doctor. It's Donna on her own, facing up to things and, dealing with this, and the stuff with Rose and, the questions that are posed to Donna, the decisions she has to make within that episode. That really, the moment when you kind of know that Rose pretty much tells her that she's going to die. And that moment when one version of Donna gets run over, it's just so emotional. This is what we lost with Russell T Davies. I just think once, and you can't blame the BBC for wanting to cancel it after he left. They didn't believe anyone could do a good enough job after he left. And in a way, they were right, wasn't they? We would have gone mad if it was cancelled. But you know what? Unless you can have RTD, unless you can have the best, you might as well not bother. So that's my favourite episode from season 4. Now, I'm going to be honest, my memory's not great with the Moffat era. I kind of watched it once and didn't go back to it. So season 5, I like The Hungry Earth. I really like The Hungry Earth. I think it's an amazing episode. I really do. And I know a lot of people won't agree with me. I think that's an amazing episode. And that's a 2-part, right? I really like that episode. I like what goes on in the episode. I like the fact that when they kill that kind of creature, the lizard creature, and they're fucked, and the Doctor's kind of having this peace treaty, and he thinks everything's gonna be all right, but then it all kicks off once obviously they find out that thing's been killed. The Silurian, is it? Is that what it is? Anyway, yeah, I do like that episode. Season 6, A Good Man Goes to War. I love this episode. I think it's a fabulous episode. For the first time since Victory of the Daleks, you really see the Doctor lose it in a serious way. Because this really is a funny, madcap Doctor. So when you see him lose it, it really, really is powerful. So, yeah, that's season 7. It's easy. Season 7 isn't a great season. And when things really go downhill. It's The Name of the Doctor for me. I think it's a fabulous episode for Stephen to come up with this secret Doctor we never knew about. Shocked me to my core. To cast John Hurt was sensational. John's been in Hollywood movie after Hollywood movie. Great career. R.I.P. John, I hope you're looking down on me and the rest of us fans. He even did Big Finish. Fantastic. The Name of the Doctor is pure genius. And it's the first real cliffhanger finale for the Doctor Who revival. And it was absolutely so powerful. Season 8. Season 8. You see, I can't even remember half the episodes. I would say Into the Dalek. Into the Dalek is pretty awesome. I like that one, yeah. It's an interesting way to do a Dalek story, and I think it's a really great episode. Yes, yeah, I like that. Season 9, the premiere, the Davros two-parter. That's a great story for me. It really, 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 really works, and I thought it was fantastic. Because he's got this opportunity to let him die at the beginning when he's this small boy. And, you know, it's like that question about Hitler, isn't it? If you had the chance to kill Hitler, would you? And it's not as simple as that, of course, as the Doctor finds out. So that's my favourite one. Then season 10, I really enjoyed the finale of season 10. I thought we saw, you know, what a shocker. I know we found it out within the media ages before, but having John Sims Master return was so good. For me, it's absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. So, yes. Season 11, favourite Doctor Who story. I think it has to, look, well, you've got a choice really here. It's either Rosa or The Woman Who Fell to Earth. In The Woman Who Fell to Earth, she's totally the Doctor. It's a proper regeneration story. It's good. It kind of works. She's kind of acting a lot more like the Doctor than she does in any of the other episodes. I'm going to say The Woman Who Fell to Earth because Rosa's a really great episode, but it's not a particularly great episode of Doctor Who. The Woman Who Fell to Earth absolutely is. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. I thought we were on to something good then, something solid at least, and it got worse and worse and worse as we progressed into the season. So what do you think about all these things? I don't even know, because this is not scripted. I don't know if I've awarded all the awards. I think I have, but I'm sure you can comment down below and let me know. I'm sure I've missed something. Well, we're nearly getting into 23 minutes of this video anyway, so we could do more awards another time. Yeah, so what do you think about the people that I've awarded? And by the way, before I go, I've awarded stories from seasons. I'd say really the greatest moments really have to be from The End of Time, parts 1 and 2. For me, it's a great farewell story, not just to David Tennant's Doctor, but Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner. No, they're not. She's not married to Phil, and Phil Collinson's era. You know, you've got all these producers working as a team in this whole era. You know, there was never fallouts between them. I know there were situations with Christopher Eccleston and maybe Russell T Davies and the rest of the producers, but I think they were a great team. And I think The End of Time, Part 1 and 2 is a fabulous farewell story for that era. And I definitely believe that. So let me know what you think down below. And I really hope you enjoyed the video.